Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Steph, and today I'm going to be unboxing UGG Ultra Mini platforms. I have gone back and forth about these. I have heard such mixed reviews about the platform, like the mini and the Ultra Mini platforms. I've heard they're really hard to walk in, but they're so cute, and I managed to get one of the lighter shades in my size, and they're just so cute aesthetically. If I really hate them and I can't walk in them, I will return them, but I just need to know. So I ordered my shoes from Little Burgundy. I don't know if this is like a Canadian only company. I'm not entirely sure, so if you are not from Canada, I don't know if you can order this color from here or not. Sorry about that, but they didn't have this color on the actual like UGG website, but they did have it on the, I think, Foot Locker website, which I do think there is a Foot Locker in at least in the US. So anyways, so these are the women's classic Ultra Mini platforms, size 8, and they don't have a color on them. I thought that they'd have like a color skew on the outside of the box, but unfortunately they do not. It says 8 MDSD. Just hoping for a color. Okay. I will explore more. Anyways, on Little Burgundy, the color is called beige, but I don't actually think that's what the color is. But let me just pop you guys into a better position for this unboxing. Hold please. Okay, so these are the UGGs. I looked on the Browns website as well. Browns also says that they are beige. So let's see, I got my normal size 8 in the Ultra Minis. However, okay, so I have a gray pair of Ultra Minis. I don't know if I don't wear them a lot just because I have them like tucked away, or because I don't like the gray as much, or because I don't like the Ultra Mini situation. So we'll see how it goes, but I really like this color. I love, like, you guys know me, I love beige. So for comparison, these are my beige Ultra Mini platforms, and these are my chestnut. So you can see there's definitely a big color difference. Chestnut is very warm, very dark, very caramelly. These are almost grayish looking in this lighting, I'm gonna say. Like, they're definitely like very, very neutral toned. One key difference is that the actual lining, you can see this is like the white classic like lining that they have, the fur lining, and this is dyed to match, whereas this is like a more white bleach sort of color. So there is way less like contrast between the outside of the boot and the inside of the boot. So these were $195 Canadian. They're definitely less expensive dollar wise in US because of the exchange rate, but c'est la vie. I got mine from Little Burgundy, but every single time I've ordered from UGG, I haven't had to pay any import fees or anything like that, which is awesome. So if you are Canadian, that's definitely something that is an ongoing problem for us, or like import taxes and duties, etc. So if you order from UGG, or if you order from like Browns or like Little Burgundy or the Bay and stuff, you don't have to pay additional import fees. And that's also probably a reason why, like, even if you just convert the price from like what it is on an American website to what it is on a Canadian website, our prices are going to be like above the conversion, because usually companies will build in at least some of the import costs, they'll pass that on to the customer, but it's not too bad, I find. Okay, so what the description on UGG says is that they are a modern interpretation of our iconic, the Ultra Mini, reaches new heights with a leg lengthening 2-inch platform, offering a bolder look than ever. This is kind of like hard to read. Offering a bolder look than ever. It's made with the same rich suede as the original, plus our UGG plush wool blend for signature softness. The outsole of this product is either a sugar sole outsole, which is a responsible compound using sugarcane foam that allows us to reduce dependency on fossil fuels by replacing petroleum-based ethylene, or a tread light by UGG outsole. So let's see what mine says. Mine is UGG plush, but what are you about? I think mine is a tread light because it has lycocell in it. No, the lycocell is the lining. I wonder what the actual, oh, it's a sugar sole, you can see. It says here. Don't focus on me, focus on the shoes. It says right here, it's really hard to see. There, you can kind of see the contrast. This says sugar sole, whereas my old ones don't have anything on them. Yeah, there's nothing down there. No, there's nothing like here on the sole. Okay, so yeah, pretty much they've now, because I've changed some of their things, so this description used to be a lot shorter to read. So it's a suede upper, overlock stitch detailed on the seams, which is all of this stuff. This is the overlock detailing. Rear pull tab and asymmetric top line, which is this, because it angles to the back. 17mm UGG plush, 80% upcycled wool. Let's see, mine had the actual breakdown. So on the sticker at the bottom, it'll tell you what your percentages are here on this sticker. Again, contrast, come on, contrast work for me. So on this sticker, so that tells me that if mine is 60% wool and 40% lycocell, it's the second one. It's the 17mm UGG plush, 60% upcycled wool, 40% Tencel lycocell lining. Lycocell is, if I'm not mistaken, a wood fiber that's being used to replace wool and cotton, if I'm not mistaken. And then the same for the insert. It has the Eva midsole, sugarcane Eva outsole, or tread light. So this is a sugarcane Eva outsole. It has polyester binding, or a 100% recycled polyester binding. I think it just, I guess, depends on the batches, because they have ores right now, so they seem to have switched from last year to this year. They seem to have switched some of their materials and manufacturing processes for how they make the different materials to make them, I guess, more sustainable. That being said, like I said in my FYI before Tasman 1 year recap, no polyester, like polyethylene, anything like that, like no petroleum byproduct, so oil byproduct, aka plastic, is going to be particularly environmentally friendly because they don't decompose, they don't, whatever, and like microplastics, even if you like break them down and stuff, are always going to be an issue. So I don't love that they're still using, like, I guess recycled polyester is finding a new home for the plastic. But yeah, definitely we should, as a society, try and reduce polyesters in clothing, because it's, yeah. But I'm still buying it, so that is my own. I'm just a hypocrite on that one. The shaft height, which is this guy, is a 3.5-inch shaft height, and then it's a 2-inch platform. Leather heel label with embossed UGG logo. It says best for casual. On their website, they say for size and fit, there's just a size chart. I get an 8. I usually wear anywhere from a 7.5 to an 8. All of my other UGG stuff are 8 and I've had no problem to date with anything. They come with like a bunch of stuff to keep the shape on the inside, by the way, so don't be concerned about that. And I overall have had really good experiences with them. Now, I'm going to say this because I own quite a few pairs of Uggs now. I own 3 new pairs of Uggs and I own 5 or 6 old pairs of Uggs. I don't think that Uggs are like weather shoes, you know? Like if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's sleeting, if it's an ice storm, if it just blizzarded, you will not catch me wearing these. Like you cannot pay me. Even when you treat them, I still have flashbacks to like girls in like middle school and high school with like the black salt stained Uggs and just like not taking care of them. There's still animal byproduct in here, and yes, it's inexpensive, and yes, it's mass produced, and yes, they're moving towards a more sustainable situation. However, while I eat animal products and while I do wear leather and I have for things, like I have Uggs and stuff like that, that doesn't mean that you can just use and abuse it because it's inexpensive. There is still an animal cost to these products, and I think you should be really cognizant in that like taking care of these products, because there is a cost on the other side of it, is a way to, I guess, best serve the animal whose life was taken for these products as best as you can. And of course, there are tons of people who don't buy Uggs for ethical reasons, and that's totally fine. There are vegan Ugg equivalents. However, I always say this with like vegan leather and stuff. I own vegan leather. 1, it's never as nice, never wears as well, it always cracks and that sort of stuff. But 2, vegan leather is plastic, and so you're replacing animal products which are natural with something that is plastic, which is an oil derivative, which is difficult to extract and refine. And even if it is in a place that's easy to extract, there are sometimes tons of human rights issues in those places. And where it's difficult to extract, like in my own country, there is an environmental issue because it's difficult to extract. Then you have to refine it. So you have to get it from the extraction site to the refinery. That's sometimes not close together. Like in Canada, it's extracted in the oil sands and then it's shipped down to Texas in most cases to be refined in Texas. And then it's shipped back to wherever it needs to go. So there's a ton of shipping of that. Not saying there isn't here, but if you just think about like how big the oil industry actually is, then it's refined, and then it's refined again, and it's created into the microplastics and all of that sort of stuff, and then it's processed and it's cleaned and blah, 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 blah. Right? So there's a ton of that, not to mention that plastics, like I keep saying, don't degrade, they don't decompose, they don't, you know, they're not going to sit in a landfill and eventually turn into dirt or compost or whatever. They are going to sit there, and like they can be broken down, but as we are now learning, microplastics are a huge issue. So yes, you can get a vegan version. This is not to slam people who get vegan versions. I think people market vegan alternatives to things like this as like the better way, the more environmental way, the thing. Yes, it is more kind to animals. However, it's less kind long-term to the earth. And considering that animals like reproduce and all this sort of stuff, they're a little bit more renewable than fossil fuels, which were created over like the millennia, literally underground. And it's not like as, you know, so replenishing of itself. So just keep that all in mind, like when you're going about purchasing of like these products or these like dupes and these alternatives and stuff, that yes, on one side you have an animal cost, but you have to think about what the alternative is to like a natural, let's put it in, you know, quotations, a natural fiber versus a man-made fiber. Now there are like Lyocell, for instance, which is made from, I believe, wood, which is a more like man-made fiber, but it still comes from wood and stuff like that. So just keep all of that in mind as you are doing your shopping and doing your researching and your comparisons on these products, because I think there is a good deal of information out there available, but I think a lot of people get caught up in like one side of it, which is like, obviously there's an animal cost and that's not great. But I think the long-term impact of plastics on our planet is worse. And so if there is an option that's low plastic or no plastic or recycled plastic, definitely take that, because think like if you think about it, like there's so much out there and like we keep making more of it, but it can't go away. So I like to keep that in mind. Okay, coming back to the shoes, I'm gonna slip these on like I always do in these videos. And absolutely struggled the first time. Okay, I wear socks with my Uggs, by the way. Let's just go back to like the taking care of your Uggs. Some people don't wear socks. I wear socks because I don't want to have to like clean my Uggs all the time, but I also have like kind of sweaty feet. So I feel like the socks make my Uggs smell less. Now, I would like to shout out the woman who was from Michigan again, who was like, I don't wear socks and they're perfectly normal. I'm like, you do you. Like, everybody do everybody. I personally wear socks. I live in Toronto, which is in Southern Ontario, which, again, to contextualize, is across Lake Ontario from Rochester. And I live like 2 hours away from Buffalo by car, but north. But I live south of Minnesota. But I still live like in a cold country. My winters are anywhere from like -15 to -30. Sometimes we get snow, sometimes we get sun, sometimes we get rain. It just depends. I find my Uggs are nice and toasty with a pair of socks on. Now, you don't have to do this, but again, I like to wear socks because I feel like my socks keep my shoes cleaner longer. You can apparently chuck your Uggs into a laundry machine. I personally wouldn't do that. I'm just of the opinion that I want to take care of my Uggs and not have to like, you know, do that. Because like I said, I have honestly flashbacks to like a high school, like girls in high school wearing like the like mid-calf Uggs that were really popular, but then the front of their Uggs have like salt stains and water stains and stuff like that. And like, yeah, if you're in high school and you're wearing them every day, like that's probably going to happen. But I'm an adult and I'm not wearing them every day because I don't have to wear them every day, and I can have boots for the weather that I'm living in. If you don't, that's totally fine. This is just my opinion on it. Again, like they're not super expensive, so they are a good alternative. But to be honest, if you need shoes that are going to serve you through the whole winter and they're going to be like your one pair of winter boots, there are, on UGG, there are waterproof shoes, waterproof boots that I think are a much better option that are in a similar price point. And I think that those would just serve you better. And you wouldn't necessarily need to replace them every year, and they wouldn't be getting damaged and ruined with the salt and stuff. So yeah, I would take my opinion with a grain of salt, but if you appreciate the opinion, that. Anyways, I have them on now. I should have worn my polo bear socks. Okay, let's point you guys down and give you a look-see on these bad boys. Unboxing of my Uggs, as well as a little bit of first impressions for my platform Ultra Minis. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.